My perspective, my beliefs, my thought patterns, my whole life has completely transformed since taking the Beyond Compulsion method. And a big thing that has changed is my relationship to alcohol, especially in the context of overcoming a porn addiction. In the past, I would go out and I'd drink and I'd be out with friends and we'd stay out late. I'd come home and the next day I'd feel awful. I'd feel tired and a bit frustrated with myself for drinking too much, often very anxious, and I'd want to get out of the discomfort that I was in. But what was really going on is I had very strong compulsive desires, and I did not know how to deal with those compulsive desires. And so what I would do is I'd usually go on social media and it'd start off seemingly innocent, scrolling and, maybe watching a few YouTube videos, then scrolling a little bit again, eating quite a lot of food, and then scrolling some more. And then eventually I'd see something sexual. I'd maybe click into that profile, look a bit more, tell myself, I'm not actually going to relapse. This is okay. There's nothing wrong with this. And lo and behold, I would always end up masturbating, looking at more and more sexual content, relapsing, then usually relapsing again, like engaging again and again and again. And then by the end of the day, on that hungover day, I would have ended up sort of masturbating like maybe 3-4 times. And then afterwards, I just felt terrible. Like I just felt so weak, annoyed with myself, shame, just like frustrated, really. I tell myself, okay, that was the last time. I'm not going to do this again. Some months would pass, go out with friends, get drunk. I'd be hungover, same routine, just over and over. And it was such a exhausting, tedious way to live. It was really frustrating, to be straight. It just was not being able to trust myself, not being able to have a reasonable relationship with, drinking, having this kind of all or nothing mindset where I'd like fully stop drinking and think it's like the worst thing in the world to have a drink, into like, okay, it's fine, and then like binging drinking basically, like out with mates. It was just this lack of stability. Whereas fast forward to now, I've been using this Beyond Compulsion method, which Mary Paul has taught me for nearly 2 years now. It was actually December 2023 when I first was taught this method, so quite a while ago now. And things have completely changed. The last 2 weekends I've actually been out in like sort of social party situations, both Friday and Saturday night, like 2 weekends in a row. So like 4 nights out basically in a row on like Friday and Saturdays. And it's been good, to be honest. It's been really good. I went out with some friends from my football team. We have like a 7-a-side group. I went out with those guys on Friday night. And then last Saturday, I went out to a bit of a club with my friend. It was her 41st birthday. No, it weren't. It was her 43rd birthday. I always get confused because she was like joking around saying it was her 21st. So I had in my head it was her 41st, but it wasn't. Anyway, I was out with some friends, right? Had a good time on Friday night. Didn't drink at all. It just didn't faze me. It honestly didn't. It didn't even really cross my mind that I wasn't drinking. On Saturday night, to be honest with you, I didn't plan to drink at all. And then we went to a place where there was like, oh, it's the best Guinness in like Manchester or whatever. Decided to have a pint, and again, didn't really faze me. I didn't really think about it afterwards, which was cool. I said this on the podcast, I think last week, which is if I'm in a situation where I want to have a drink and I know I'm in control, which I always am, I'm not going to go completely like sober, completely teetotal. I've got to a point now where just I'm not bothered about drinking. So to me in my head, it's like, having a drink's kind of associated with the consequences of like being hungover, feeling a bit lethargic, feeling a bit disgusting, but it's no longer associated in my mind with if I drink alcohol, I'm then going to like relapse to porn. Like that association, like those neural pathways have like disconnected somehow. So it's just that pattern isn't there anymore, which is really, really cool. So then what it meant is that on both Saturday and Sunday during the day, I actually had like the most productive days, but in a very rest-focused way. So like people online, they often talk about productivity in terms of like grind. We're sitting down, we're working hard at some laptop for like 14 hours, or we're at the gym doing like 3-hour workouts every day. to me, productivity is sometimes about rest and recovering as well. You know, if you're working very hard Monday to Friday, you're locked in, you're focused, you are being productive in a work way, then the Saturday and Sunday may not be about productivity in terms of work, but more something else. So for example, Saturday, right, I have a book club to run on the Sunday. So on Saturday, I spent the whole day reading this book. I mean, really, I should have finished it earlier, but I hadn't. So I spent like 6 hours just reading this fiction book. And it was good. You know, I was just literally in my flat, little studio flat, just chilling on my own, book open, just reading for like 6 hours. I would not have been able to do that in the past, like especially after a night out. No way would I be able to sit and read a book for that long just on my own. I would have been like on social media. I would have been scrolling. I would have been looking for some kind of distraction from how I felt, because I used to feel so bad because I had such strong compulsive desires and I didn't know how to deal with those desires. You know, so Saturday, yeah, it was great. Just read this book. Went out in the evening, had a great time again with some friends, lots of fun. Sunday comes around. All right, what are we going to do? Am I going to sit in bed, like scrolling, feeling sorry for myself? Hell no. What I did on Sunday is I actually spent the whole day cleaning, tidying, reorganizing my flat. Did this at first for about 3 or 4 hours on my own. Then my girlfriend came round and really started to like move things about, and she's like insane at that kind of stuff. Like just visually, she knows where to put different bits of furniture and stuff, so she really helped me out to be straight. So I was very grateful for that. And yeah, I just felt good. Like it was cool to just have a weekend where I'd actually spend like the Friday and the Saturday night going out, having a great time with mates, lots of fun. And then on the Saturday and Sunday, actually getting my head down and sort of doing quite productive things that were also quite restful in this weird way. Like even just like the cleaning and the tidying up, it was kind of meditative in a way. Also had some music on at times, and that was nice. But it was so different. And this is the thing I want to get across, is I want to just paint this picture of the contrast that is possible between where you're at now. If you're struggling with a porn addiction, you're relapsing, you're going on nights out, you're having hangovers, and you're always getting out of control, versus where life can be once you master the addicted part of the mind. Like once you know how to deal with compulsive desires, the freedom, the peace of mind, it's all there for the taking. Like you can have all of this. Like it's possible once you learn how to deal with compulsive desires to spend your whole weekend just like having a good time and always being in control of yourself. Like not even once making a choice which doesn't align with the way you want to act. Like that is just like, what is there more to life than making decisions moment by moment which align with your values? Like in my opinion, there just isn't anything greater. Like this is the best thing. Like it just is. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of stoic in a way, because stoicism is about, focusing on what you can control rather than what you can't control. And what we all can control as individuals is the choices that we have. And so that's why I think it is so key to make overcoming addiction your number one priority. That's what we're focused on inside the Beyond Compulsion Academy. If you'd like to learn more about how to do that and actually go through a sequence of training and building a 5-fact script so you can think through every choice in a rational way, well, yeah, go and jump on a one-on-one call with me. I'll leave a link in the description. We can have a chat, see if you're the right fit for the program, see if it sounds like something you're interested in. Get involved. But I just want to kind of paint this picture of what is possible. And one of the best benefits of overcoming a porn addiction is actually being able to relax without feeling scared you're going to get out of control anymore. It's so, so good. So yeah, cheers guys. Thank you for listening. I hope this inspires someone, and have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.